Welcome everybody to the, oh gosh, what day is it? January 7th, 2026 meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission. We'll get started with roll call.
Dokun?
Here.
Holderness?
Here.
Sitzman?
Here.
Aaron's? Moniza?
Here.
Winman?
Here.
Friedhoff?
Here.
Okay, so the next item of business is approval of the January 7th, 2026 agenda. Does anybody have amendments to the agenda? Hearing none.
I'll move to approve.
Thank you. And can you guys, when you make your motions, say your name
Yes.
after?
Motion to approve. Friedhoff.
Second. Holderness.
Thank you. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Moving on to approval of the November 5th, 2025 minutes. Does anybody have any corrections for the minutes? Hearing none, let's have a motion, please.
Motion to approve Winman.
Second in Moniza.
Great. Now we'll vote on approving the minutes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay, motion approved. So that'll take us into, Dave, do we need to do election of officers?
We do, yes.
Okay, so we'll do the election of officers for this year.
I would nominate Paul Aarons to be vice chair for next year, and I have checked with him, and he's okay with it, so.
Did you get for not showing up? Did you get for not showing up?
Anybody like to second that?
Second, Holderness.
Do we need to do a roll call vote for that, Colette?
Yes, please.
Yes, okay.
Moniza?
Aye.
Winman?
Aye.
Dokun?
Aye.
Holderness?
Aye.
Friedhoff?
Aye.
Sitzman?
Aye. So I believe that finishes election of officers.
It does.
Great.
Thank you very much.
Moving on to item 6, this is a public hearing, so we'll go ahead and open the public hearing. This is a request by Lucky Pete LLC to consider recommending approval to rezone from C-2 Arterial Commercial District to the CPUD-1 Commercial Planned Unit Development 1 District. A PUD-A site plan and final plat for Lucky Pete Subdivision. So a little change up tonight, guys. Just I'm going to open the public hearing. I'm going to ask staff to make a quick staff report. And then we'll invite the applicant for this case up to the podium during the public comment. Once that's wrapped up, then we'll invite the public to make public comment if they like. And then we'll conclude the public hearing and have discussion among the board. So, Dave, if you'd like to take this one.
Thank you. The Master Development Plan for Lucky Pete establishes the framework for development of a new multi-phase commercial use campus. Specifically planned is an esports arena event center, a multi-tenant, actually multiple multi-tenant commercial buildings. A PUD site plan is intended to facilitate structured growth of large, long-term comprehensive projects. Accordingly, these site development plans and guidelines ensure that development over time conforms to an established master plan and agreed upon framework. The Master Development Plan does not contain the level of detail to authorize a development-ready project. However, it does provide enough information overall to ensure that phase development can achieve compliance with development codes when a project is implemented. Master Development Plans lack specific building and landscape design. However, critical items like grading, road alignment, building size, orientations, locations, utilities, things like that are considered. After approval of the PUD-A site plan, an applicant can file for approval of a PUD-B site plan once the finer details of a project are worked out. Usually the big difference between a PUD-A and a PUD-B site plan is we get specific details on building design, materials, full elevations, as well as specific design on landscaping and site aesthetics. So the Lucky Pete Master Development Plan is 15 acres and located immediately west of Lowe's between 2nd Street and Interstate 80. There's 5 buildings in this development. Building A is a 40,000 square foot esports arena and event center. Building B is a 2,000 square foot storage building. Building C and D are each 11,375 square foot buildings that will be half retail and half restaurants. Building E is an 8,750 square foot building used for half retail and half restaurant. 467 parking stalls are required for the proposed uses, and 467 are provided. Peak demands will, of course, be weekend tournaments, things of that nature. The development will be done in 2 phases. Phase 1 will include the east 2/3 of the site and is anticipated to begin spring of 2026. This includes 3 retail restaurant buildings as well as well as the retention basin. Phase 2 will include the esports arena and event center and storage building. Phase 2 is expected to start fall of 2026. So this property is designated as regional commercial in the Coralville Community Plan land use map. These areas are intended to accommodate larger shopping centers and developments that serve a more regional, larger draw or function. These areas designated as regional commercials are located primarily in larger consolidated areas and along heavily traveled corridor. Staff has reviewed this and finds that the proposed commercial use campus is consistent with the land use plan regional commercial land use designation. City staff has reviewed the final plat and finds it conforms with the requirements for preparation and filing. The proposed site plan and development concept meets the requirements for a master development plan, and the concept demonstrates adequate parking setbacks, landscaping density, traffic, as well as pedestrian circulation. The owner will need to work with Lowe's to address required development covenants and reimbursement requirements for roads and infrastructure associated with the shared drive. The owner will also need to coordinate with the state of Iowa on the location, design, and approval of the secondary access off Highway 6 opposite Deer Creek Road, shown in Phase 2 of the master development plan. That access will be a fire code requirement for Phase 2 to move forward, and grading permits will not be issued prior to Lowe's agreement being satisfied and approval of a construction site runoff permit application as per Section 9 of the City of Coralville Construction Site Erosion and Sediment Control Ordinance. That's all I have.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
If the applicant is here and would like to say anything, now's your time. Please come forward and introduce yourself.
Good evening, Commissioner Brian Belk, Axiom Consultants, representing the owner applicant, civil engineer for the project. Thank you, Dave, for the summary there. Certainly here to answer any questions you may have. I think Dave described it really well. The intent right now for the owner, as mentioned, was really to get going on infrastructure grading and everything else here in the spring on that Phase 1 east side, get that loop road in. He has, my understanding, tenants already kind of lined up specifically on Building E. So the first PUD-B plan you would see in specific detailed site plan would be on that southeast corner. As I know it right now, that's kind of the first focus there, and then kind of build its way to the west as we go. Ultimately, the esports arena being kind of the grand finale there in the bigger project, but a lot of commercial retail that my understanding has tenants lined up to go, so we're just looking to get rolling on it.
Is the developer in communication with Lowe's?
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so we've had those easement agreements that have been in place prior to between Lowe's and actually the city, and then that passed on to Matt, the owner, Lucky Pete. Yep, he is aware of that. We've initiated those conversations, aware that there are a couple things that need to be acknowledged there. One, in terms of compensation for some of the costs incurred with that, and then also not putting a competitive type retail business next to it. And he's aware that that needs to be in place prior to their grading.
Because that will be the access point for
Correct,
Phase
right.
1. Yeah.
Yes.
The sports arena, what's the seating capacity?
Yeah, what is that, James? I think we have it on here. 1120, yeah, about 1,120 seats is currently what that plan is. The full building has not been flushed out, but that's the seating capacity as planned right now.
Is there do you know the types of people or the types of events you're going to be hosting?
Yeah, I know that. So the last couple of years, he's actually been hosting similar events actually at Kinnick Stadium, where they've utilized Kinnick Stadium and actually put stuff up on the big screen. But I know there are some agreements in place with the University of Iowa too, and other educational facilities, high schools and stuff that would be coming in and utilizing the facility for some of these esports games and competitions.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions for the applicant? Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
So we are still in the public hearing for these items, so if there's anyone from the public who'd like to make comment, you're welcome to come and do that. Seeing no one, I'll close that public comment hearing part of this. Bam. All right, do I have a motion to consider recommending approval of the rezoning?
So moved. Friedoff.
Second, Dokum.
Any discussion on the rezoning? Can I have roll call, please?
Moniza,
Aye.
Winman,
Aye.
Dokun,
Aye.
Holderness,
Aye.
Friedoff,
Aye.
Sitzman.
Aye. Next is do I have a motion to consider recommending approval of the PUD-A site plan?
So moved. Holderness.
Second, Dokum.
Any discussion?
Hey, Dave, I have just a question. With the improvement of Deer Creek, will that time frame on the improvement to Deer Creek have an impact, or will these be synchronized together, the two?
There's no plan to synchronize them together. The key for the developer is just to make sure that that second access to Second Street Highway 6 is granted prior to Phase 2 so they can meet the access requirements.
Great.
And that will eventually be a signalized intersection, is that the plan?
I don't know. I'm not certain.
Is that a DOT determination or a city?
Yes, the DOT controls everything along Highway 6.
Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Moniza,
Aye.
Winman,
Aye.
Docun,
Aye.
Holderness,
Aye.
Friedoff,
Aye.
Sitzman,
Aye. Next, do I have a motion to consider recommending approval of the final plat?
So moved, Winman?
Second, Friedoff.
Discussion? Roll call, please.
Moniza,
Aye.
Winman,
Aye.
Docun,
Aye.
Holderness,
Aye.
Friedoff,
Aye.
Sitzman,
Aye.
Get to work, Brian.
Great. Moving on to item 7. This is a public hearing. This is a request by Chick-fil-A to consider recommending approval of a PUD-B site plan for Lot 2, CFA Addition to Coralville. We'll open the public hearing. Again, have staff report first. Any comments in addition from the applicant, and then we'll have the public after that. Dave.
Thank you, Chairperson Sitzman. This property is zoned CPUD2 Commercial Planned Unit Development 2 District. It's designated as corridor commercial on the Coralville Community Land Use Plan Map. And the commercial zoning district and land use designation supports a drive-through restaurant at this location. The site is 1.77 acres, and the proposed restaurant is about 5,200 square feet. It'll seat 90 patrons inside, 16 patrons outside at a patio near the southwest corner of the building. This is a double drive-through restaurant with canopies typical of a Chick-fil-A development. 50 parking stalls are required, 73 are being proposed, and pedestrian access to the sidewalk adjacent to First Avenue is provided in the southeast corner of the plan. A bike rack is located where the First Street walkway connects to that drive, which happens all in this area right here. Here's the walkway into First. The site is well landscaped and meets all the headlight screening and landscaping requirements in city code. There are 19 deciduous trees, 41 evergreen trees, and over 280 shrubs and grasses proposed in this development. Building materials consist predominantly of brick and glass. Let me just zoom to the elevations. This didn't scan fantastic, but gives you a pretty good idea. These are mostly brick and glass and meet the commercial design requirements outlined in city code, and a matching brick dumpster enclosure with opaque metal doors is also being provided in this plan. The plan meets all applicable site and building design requirements. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions for staff?
Is this, I was unable to tell from my plan, is this just the old Canterbury lot, or is it the vacant lot to the south too?
This is mostly the old Canterbury hotel lot. The lot, you'll notice in the next agenda item with the final plat that has been prepared for this, the lot is being reconfigured. It's being leveled out a little bit, but yeah, Commissioner Wenman, this is mostly the old hotel lot.
So the Kentucky Fried Chicken lot was the one to the south.
Correct.
Other questions?
I have a question. How does this interact with the existing Casa Azul building to the north?
It's my understanding the Casa Azul building, actually, I'm not sure. That may be a better question for the applicant.
Okay, we'll go ahead and invite the applicant up now if you'd like to speak.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the Commission. Justin Lurk, I'm our Principal Development Lead for Chick-fil-A here in the Midwest region, and with me is our Real Estate Director in the Midwest region as well. But to answer your specific question, it would the Mexican restaurant would need to go away to do the lot split and build the Chick-fil-A restaurant, yes. But here to answer any other questions, is anyone unfamiliar with Chick-fil-A? All right. Then I'll do the 30-second elevator speech instead of the long one. But most people don't know, we're still a privately held, family-owned and operated business, and each one of our locations is individually owned by an operator. And typically, they only get one location, and that's got to be their sole source of income. And a lot of people ask, how do we do it? And that's the secret sauce is we're not looking for investors, we're looking for owner-operators. And that means they're in the store every day that we're open, which is every day except Sundays. And they're building the team and really being a coach and a mentor to the team, offering education programs to the team members, partnering with businesses in the area, giving back to the community, and being part of the community as well. So in rare circumstances, would you get 2 locations, and even more rare is 3, but you cap out at 3. Most just have 1. So this would be a freestanding unit. As you know, we've got the mall location. That was our primary growth model from 1967. We opened up the first mall location. Little tidbit, there was no food in the mall before we opened up our first Chick-fil-A in Greenbrier Mall. So we kind of pioneered the food court. Little nugget to take home, if you will.
Yeah.
He's already used the sauce one, too.
Yeah, yes. So we started opening up the freestanding units in 1987. That's been our growth mode since then. And we've looked at a dozen sites in the area and finally found the right one that works for Coralville, for the operator, the team members, and guests. And we're really excited about this. But here to answer any questions you have on anything regarding the site plan, elevations, et cetera.
No questions. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Would anybody from the public like to address us while the public hearing is still open? Seeing no one, I will close the public hearing. Okay. Do I have a motion to consider recommending approval of the PUD-B site plan?
So
Name?
Friedoff?
Thank you.
Second. Holderness.
Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none, can I have roll call?
Winman,
Aye.
Dokun,
Aye.
Holderness,
Aye.
Muniza,
Aye.
Friedoff,
Aye.
Sitzman,
Aye. Great. Moving on to agenda item number 8. This is a request by Chick-fil-A to consider recommending approval of a final plat for lots 1 and 2 CFA Addition to Coralville. This is not a public hearing. Staff, Mr. Johnson, would you like to say anything further about this?
I would just note staff's reviewed and finds that it conforms with the requirements for preparation and filing.
Great. Thank you. Do I have a motion to consider recommending approval of the final plat?
So moved at Dokum.
Second, Winman.
Any discussion about the final plat? Roll call, please.
Dokun,
Aye.
Holderness,
Aye.
Muniza,
Aye.
Winman,
Aye.
Friedoff,
Aye.
Sitzman,
Aye. Moving on to agenda item number 9. This is a public hearing again. This is a request by Forevergreen Development, LLC, to consider recommending approval of a PUD-B site plan and final plat for Forevergreen Heights Phase 4, Part 1. Again, this is a public hearing, so we're going to start with, I'll open the public hearing. We're going to start with staff's report. We'll then invite the applicant and then the public. Mr. Johnson.
Thank you very much. This is 20 acres and 55 lots. The streets will be public streets. The minimum lot area is 5,000 square feet, and the minimum lot dimensions are 50 feet by 100 feet. South Park borders this phase of the development to the south, and the development will be single-family detached residential homes. The developer is introducing some new home designs that will introduce 3-car garages to add variety to the home offerings in this subdivision. Scroll down to some of those concepts. And the preliminary plat for Phase 4, Part 1 will amend the original preliminary plat for this phase. Road layouts and locations and orientations will remain the same. However, lot sizes are being slightly increased to accommodate the new home design concepts, and Outlot T has been adjusted for the future roundabout to be located here. So that's changed a little bit since the last preliminary plat for this area. The master development plan was amended August 2025 to reflect the revised lot sizes and numbers for Phase 4, Part 1. Staff has reviewed the proposed site plan and finds it is consistent with the Forevergreen Heights master development plan. Staff has also reviewed the plats and find they meet the requirements for preparation and filing. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Any questions from the commission for staff?
Yes, that roundabout. So how much further? I was concerned with, so the Forevergreen Road won't go in until the roundabout is in, correct? At no time will there be two separate entrances coming on to Dubuque Street?
Correct.
Okay.
Do you know the schedule of that, Dave?
I don't. I'm not entirely sure of the schedule for that. We are going to require that Forevergreen Road be improved all the way to this location here until such a time as this roundabout does go in, at which point the developer will be under obligation to continue this and make that connection.
So the developer's not obligated to install the roundabout?
Developer for finishing off, no, the city is doing that roundabout. The developer did the first roundabout. That roundabout there is going to be a partnership between the city of Coralville and Johnson County. So really, the developer's ability to finish off Forevergreen Road is going to rely on the city and county's timing of completion of that, or lining up, starting work for that roundabout.
Is this essentially the last phase of this development?
Yeah. There's other phases that we have yet to see applications on. I think I provided the commission the master development plan with the phases on here. So we're in phase 4, part 1. Phase 4, part 2 has already been reviewed. I think we've got development ready site plans on phase 3, parts 1, 2. I think in part 3 we're looking for a site plan on. And then I believe we're looking for information and a site plan for phase 3, part 2. But I would probably say 80% is in an approved entitlement stage.
Is the school district still looking at a school site in this area?
You know, we haven't had any communication with the school district for probably over a year and a half. I think a lot has changed with them. I know that they're holding on the property for the potential for a future school. Our last conversations were about whether that would be elementary, middle, or both. I just think so much has changed with the school district that a lot of capital projects are on hold.
Any more questions for staff?
And then is,
This phase, that might be a good question for the applicant. It's my understanding that they would like to get going on it this spring. This spring.
and the annexation by North Liberty to the northeast of that, is that still occurring? Or is
Yeah,
it-
that annexation is still underway.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to invite the applicant up if they'd like to make some comment and perhaps answer some commission questions.
Good evening, John Marner with MMS Consultants, representing the developer. I don't have anything further to add to Dave's presentation. I think he covered all the primary topics. As he stated, we changed the lot configuration essentially to allow for those three-car garages. As far as the timing of construction, they are anticipating beginning in the spring. As of the moment, I can answer any questions if you have any.
Thank you. Any more questions?
I do not have any information on the square footage of the houses. Sorry.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.
We will open this up to the public if the public has any comments they'd like to make. Hearing none, we'll close that public hearing. Do I have a motion to consider recommending approval of the PUD-B site plan?
So moved, Friedoff?
Second, Moniza.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Holderness.
Aye.
Moniza.
Aye.
Winman.
Aye.
Dokun.
Aye.
Friedoff.
Aye.
Sitzman.
Aye. Next item is, do I have a motion to consider recommending approval of the preliminary plat?
So moved, Wendman.
Second, Moniza.
Discussion? Roll call?
Holderness.
Aye.
Moniza.
Aye.
Winman.
Aye.
Dokun.
Aye.
Friedoff.
Aye.
Sitzman.
Aye. And do I have a motion to consider recommending approval of the final plat?
So moved, Holderness.
Second, Dokun.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Holderness,
Aye.
Weeniza,
Aye.
Winman,
Aye.
Dokun,
Aye.
Freedoff,
Aye.
Sitzman.
Aye. That concludes the agenda items for business tonight. The next agenda item is just an update from staff on our February meeting agenda.
I do anticipate the commission having a February meeting. Our development review team meeting is tomorrow. There's a good possibility a couple of those projects might make it out of staff review.
Okay, thanks. And do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
I need a second. Great. All in favor, say aye.
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 Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone.